Okay. Do you want to bring us up to date on where we left off?
Yep, I'm going to do the recap. Welcome back, everyone. We are rejoining the party of dragons of the frozen seas. We have Eric, Ulf, Ixlana, Scotty, their polar bear companion Viter, and Scotty's hawk familiar Star, who will be scouting ahead as Scotty has chosen to stay behind in camp with the Jarl and his Viking warriors as he has commanded. And Eric, Ulf, Ixlana, and Viter, along with Star scouting ahead, have decided to check out the Cave Bear's Cave in order to find out whether or not the shields there are indeed from the Jarl's men who were sent ahead to bring a message to Ixlana's people, or if these are just the shields of some other poor souls who have succumbed to the Cave Bear's jaws.
Scotty's people.
Okay. Eric is going to attempt to look at the tracks and see if they do they lead toward the cave.
There's all kinds of cave bear tracks that lead towards the cave.
What about the tracks of the we had found tracks of the men before, didn't we?
Yeah, you had found tracks of them before, and then you kind of lost them, and then you saw the cave bear cave, and then you saw some shields, but you couldn't see whether the symbols were of the Jarl's men or not, and so now you're investigating to take a closer look.
All right. Eric is gonna roll perception and see what tracks he sees.
That would be survival.
Survival then. Specifically looking for tracks of the men.
Good idea, Scotty. Did we bring a bear? A horse? I don't think we did.
I thought that the Jarl and his men had brought a bunch of horses or pack mules or
Aurochs.
dogs or
Aurochs. Big,
Oryx.
big bulls.
Right. Well,
they're pretty slow. I'm sure you guys could outrun them if they were hobbled.
Okay, so you find cave bear tracks that lead up there.
But no tracks of the men though.
Nope.
I'm going to search tracks for the men as well.
That's slick. Oh, by the way, there's a new thing you guys can do.
what's that?
Obviously, without the quotations.
I don't know what that means.
It's a new kind of emote. How sexy is that?
Very cool.
So, Eric, you're looking around and you can see obvious signs of the cave bear as well. But
I can't select Vitor right now. Is that supposed to be the case?
yeah, because he's more of an NPC. Like Star is a familiar, so I think it's fair to let Bruce have control since he can literally see through her eyes. But since Vitor is still an animal companion who is like an NPC, I'm gonna just have control of him so that it's more realistic.
Fair enough.
It's an exclamation point, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah, how great is that? All right, so you guys, can tell that there is obviously a cave bear here. Um, you can see where the cave is. You know that it's straight ahead, and other than that, there's nothing much to tell. There's large icy uh, boulders all throughout this area, making it possible to attempt a stealthy approach or, you know, anything you'd want to try to do there.
Okay.
No sign of the actual bear nearby, though. I mean, we don't see the bear, but we see signs that he may or may not be nearby.
Yeah, I mean, you see obvious signs that it lives here, but nothing that would indicate that it is, you know, anywhere that you can see it.
How
And
high are these snow hills?
They are varying heights. Typically, they're about as tall as they are wide. So this smaller one over here is like 15 feet tall, whereas some of these larger ones are 20, 25 feet.
and Star is flying high above now. After glancing into the cave, she's hundreds of yards up above, and
Oh,
every now and then
if
she
you glance into the cave, then you can see that the cave bear is kind of hunkered down in the shadows. You can't tell if it is awake or asleep, but it's just kind of motionless, hunkered down in the shadows.
Oh, well, she'll fly back and do her best to communicate that to people that, hey, the cave bear is right there in the cave. Is she able to communicate that somehow?
Well,
Flying close, gesturing, flicking wings,
I mean,
circling around, pointing towards it?
We wouldn't know
at
what it says though,
at the end of
unless
the
Eric.
day, this is what it amounts to.
Yes, and a disturbed and uncomfortable looking star that keeps fluttering back and forth and gesturing at the cave.
All right.
How does a hawk gesture?
It lands nearby and then looks that way and flutters its wings and points its wings that way and then relaxes and then points its wings and gestures that way.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, all for Eric can do wild empathy to try and figure out what he's saying. That's true.
So she's just like full on the buzzards from the Jungle Book.
Well, I am going to hunker down behind one of these this cosp of fields over and watch and see what comes out.
What kind of
Ixlana's
terrain?
smart. This is tundra.
Okay, is there any brush nearby, like trees, that sort of thing?
Not so many trees right here in the cave bears area. It's kind of high and cold.
I think the best way to approach this is one of us should go and scout ahead to take a look. Uh, one person would have a better chance of being stealthy and not alerting anything nearby as to our presence.
about how high up are the rock formations just south of
Which ones?
the ones by me and Ixlana?
Oh, hold
I'm
on.
gonna ready my bow.
Let me zoom out a little. Okay, so like this one is like 10 feet tall. This one is like 15 to 20 feet tall. This one is like 10 feet tall. These ones are like 30, 40 feet tall, 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall.
And about how tall does the bears,
How tall do the bears get?
or how tall is this one? If I can know that specifically.
You don't know how tall the bear is. You haven't seen the bear.
I'm gonna roll a knowledge nature and see if I can know how tall the average bear is.
Yeah.
I'll roll next because I think you failed.
Well, Ulf knows a little bit about bears, but what he mostly knows about bears is polar bears can be 10 to 12 feet tall. Eric knows that bears are made out of gummy and are delicious.
Well, I motioned for Vitor to stay close to me.
Yeah. Peter, come over here.
It's time for a snack, Peter. All right, I'm gonna start climbing these rock formations and take my time. If you'll let me take a 10, I will. Otherwise,
Eric is gonna kind of hang back and keep watch and see what he sees.
Yeah, no, you can't take 10 on climbing this. You gotta roll your climb. All right, so you begin to climb and do so successfully.
all right, is that enough to climb the
Yeah.
tallest one? Or?
Yeah. You just climb.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set up a rope and anchor it into the rocks and drop it down for anyone else wants to follow me. And I'm just gonna set up and observe, see what I can.
All right, so roll for perception.
And Eric is going to attempt to climb the rope and get a higher vantage point.
So that's a 30.
That's weird. Why does it say 0 on my screen?
I don't know, but it was doing that last week for my
Yeah.
skills with really high modifier.
Yeah. Well, oh well. Um, oh, I know what it is. Somewhere in there you have a plus plus. So it's, yeah, I see what's happening.
Yeah.
I'll fix
This is,
that. All right, so,
does a
go
7
ahead.
with the rope?
Does
Does a
it,
7 with the rope get there?
now, not even with the rope do you manage to climb it. So you start to climb and you start to burn your hands because you haven't climbed a rope, in a long time. You forgot that you should wear gloves. So you can start over with some gloves on.
Okay, I throw some gloves on and try it again.
Alright, I guess I should do that too if I plan on.
Oh my God, you're gonna feed the thing veal? And once again,
That's just an emergency plan.
once
If the
again,
bear, she gets that,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
the aurochs ready for that purpose, in case they get trapped or treed or fleeing from the bear, as a way to distract it. She gets that all set to go.
I mean, if you want to use some of the salt and like maybe marinate it first. So, Eric, once again, you start to climb, and Ixlana, you also try to climb, trying to show Eric how it's done, and both of you are struggling to get up the rope. For some reason, your grip is just not strong enough, and you are unable to make your way up the slippery side of the ice, even with the assistance of the rope. It's only a difficulty class 10, guys. Come on.
Okay, so
All right,
um,
I'll
But
try
now,
to-
no, all of this noise has now attracted the bear's attention. Whether it was asleep or not, you do not know. But it has now woken up and comes charging out of the cave and Roll for initiative.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
well,
guys really didn't want that to happen.
no, we didn't. That's why I hunkered down, though.
No, that's what they did not want to happen.
Well, now I get to find out how tall the bear is.
It's tall. Wow, and Ulf even rolled really well.
How far away are they from the main camp?
Like
No opportunity to.
5 miles, like not
Oh,
close enough.
5 miles. Okay, forget it. Forget it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like not close enough to like run there.
No opportunity to try wild empathy before the bear gets here, huh?
No, does that initiative include my initiative feat that I took last time?
It should. Let me take a look at the math.
I just need to ask.
You have a +5 initiative, and I'm pretty sure that you don't have a 20 dexterity, so I'm going to guess that it does.
Okay.
Did Victor ever move toward me?
Oh yeah, let me do that. That no command needed.
I presume the bear was up and out before Star was able to swoop down and warn him off. It all happened fast.
It happened real fast. The bear kind of heard the noise and was like, "Oh, what's going on out here?" And then so, Star, did you roll for initiative?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. Coming right up.
Oh, so close, but yet so far. Literally, as the bear is charging out, Star is like diving and trying to warn them. But first, the bear gets all rowdy.
Oh, is it really Star's turn? Oh,
Yes.
goodness. Star will swoop down over the scene, much too late to deliver a useful warning. Will stay and will give a loud, shrieking hawk's shriek from about 20 feet above the bear and off to the west to try and distract it a little bit, and then swoop back. I'll just leave the hawk's Star's token
Where it
up
is.
in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Hawk Star is moving so fast that she's like
Circling.
moving the
Yeah.
yeah, she's moving the whole map length in every round.
Yeah, of
Done.
course. Oh, there's 2 Ulfs.
Mwahaha.
No, there's not.
Now I'm trying to think of something better to do than to just shoot it as it looks like it's charging my friends. And coming up short, I'm just gonna shoot at it and try to get its attention.
It's not a terrible plan.
But I don't think it's a good one.
If you want to hold your action, I can try wild empathy.
That hits the bear, striking it in its thick fur. Unfortunately, you don't think that the arrow really did any damage to this monstrous 20-foot bear. Okay, like 15.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
You can still try wild empathy, Eric. It's just really hard now. Although the arrow didn't really like deal any damage.
Did he even notice the arrow?
Eh, a little. He didn't like react.
Is wild empathy a standard action or?
Wild empathy is a standard action, yes.
How far away is the bear from me? About 10 feet?
Roughly 7.5.
Yeah. Alright. I think I'm just going to attempt to climb that rope one more time.
If I can,
Hold on.
It's not a good idea when there's something attacking you.
Well, is he close enough for an attack of opportunity?
yes,
Okay, scratch.
you want to do what they call withdrawal and bravely run the fuck away.
Yeah.
Or pick up Veter and throw him out of reach.
Okay. Well, hell. Hang on a sec.
Is that a footpath to the south of us amongst those rocks?
To the south. Yeah, you can walk through there, yes. This whole thing is like a labyrinth of all these like ice boulders.
So you guys can get through there. Big Bear can't.
Alright, I think I'm going to run like hell for those boulders then.
Don't forget Vitor.
Yes, and I'm gonna pick up Vitor and bring him with me.
Okay, so it's a standard action to pick up Veter. Technically a move action, but it's either way. So, and then you can use your move action to take a 5-foot step. Well, the 5-foot step is free. Yeah, okay, so you got to take a 5-foot step and then you can use your move action to move with Veter. But I'm pretty sure you're encumbered once you have Veter, so your move is only 20 feet.
That
I
should
was
be
just gonna.
to the rock.
Won't work to pick up Veter? As
Oh.
as a standard action?
Just in terms of getting the fuck out.
All right, I'm just gonna run for the rocks and tell Beecher to get his ass over there.
Okay, so you take a 5-foot step. Boom. And then
That wasn't what he said.
The disengage or withdraw ability, doesn't that double his movement for and not get an attack of opportunity against him? I could be thinking of a different rule.
Yeah, I think that's right in the Pathfinder rule system. A 5-foot step would block you from ever moving. But a disengage and run, yeah.
as a standard action.
Well, I can take a move action after taking that 5-foot step, huh?
Well, what they're saying is that if you use your standard action to take the disengage, then you can take your entire move action. But I'm looking and I'm not seeing the disengage, withdraw. I just want to make sure that I get this right. Withdrawing from melee combat is a full round action. You can move up to double your speed. Not considered threatened? Yes. So if you don't pick up Veter, you have 60 feet and can move starting from here.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell Veter to come while I'm doing it. I'm gonna yell
Okay.
for him, and I'm gonna take a 5-foot step, and then I'm going to
No, you don't
withdraw.
have to take a 5-foot step. You just move double your speed. Up to double your speed.
Would I provoke an attack of opportunity though?
No. Because you're using a full round action to take the disengage, the square you start in does not count as threatened, and you can move up to double your speed.
Okay.
And you can literally just run off the map.
All right, we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna yell for Veter to come while
Okay. And then Ixlana?
I need to find another crevice that he can't get through because I don't want to block. Alright. I will do the same thing, but is there another crevice? Is there? I guess I'll just do
There's
the
a
same
bunch
crevice.
over here.
Isn't that too far?
Yeah, I mean, and you're passing through his threatened squares and everything, I'm just saying.
Alright.
What about right here?
Yeah, you could like squeeze through over maybe right here.
Alright. Without
But
climbing?
but this would be a
Somebody.
squeeze right here, so this would cost you twice as far. So instead of 5 feet, that's 10.
Or you could squeeze through the same way I went, and then just take a
I'm-
different path to get there.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna have to do because there's not a whole lot of good space. Alright.
Alright, so Veter tries to come, but the bear attacks him. The cave bear bites down hard on Viter and shakes him, tossing him off to the side like a rag doll. Viter is lucky he doesn't have to make a fortitude save to avoid being knocked out. The cave bear is not interested in tiny little morsels like Viter as much as it is in you guys, and
Did
it
Ulf get skipped?
No.
He shot an arrow, but it didn't do much damage.
Oh, right.
it lost sight of Ixlana and Ulf, or Ixlana and Eric temporarily, and so instead it starts to climb up after Ulf. And it climbs partway up and swings at you with its claws. Just one, not both. The first claw hits you in your leg, dealing 8 vigor and 5 wound damage to you.
How far up am I?
As far up as you could have gotten.
Wasn't that like 40 feet?
Yeah, if you would have climbed all the way up, but you only appear to be like 15 to 20 feet up right now.
Man.
And then it is Star's turn.
Again, Star is going to swoop at the bear and screech at it, but not come anywhere near within its reach, staying at totally 20 feet away, but just screech past it.
Yeah,
Hope
and
to distract it a little bit.
it's not going to get an aid another or anything like that unless you were to get within range, so.
No, Star is not coming within the bear's range, but Star will swoop by well out of range and screech.
Yep.
Probably has no mechanical effect, but is trying to aid the others in disengaging and getting away.
Yeah, I was just making it clear. What?
I lost my connection right around the time that Vitor was attacked. What happened?
The bear climbed up after Ulf and swiped him in the leg. Is that Star's turn then?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot to hit end turn.
All right. Was Vitor able to get away?
No, he tried to get away and the bear bit him and threw him off to the side, and he just kind of is laying there limp right now.
Is he still conscious?
Yeah, he's conscious, but he's like real shook up.
I'm gonna hold my action till after Ixlana moves.
Okay.
It's Eric before me, though.
I'm gonna hold my action until after Ixlana moves.
Oh, I thought that was Ulf. I'm sorry.
That was me.
Oh, both of you are waiting?
They're both holding their action.
No, I don't know what Eric's doing. He didn't say anything.
Okay. How far is the bear from where those rocks are?
The rocks where Ixlana is?
Yeah. How do I use the ruler thing?
You just click on the ruler and then click and drag.
Okay. I'm going to move over to the edge of those rocks and then attempt wild empathy.
Okay. So as you try to get the bear's attention, it seems completely distracted as it is after Ulf for a meal. And then that's your move and your standard, so unless you have a bonus you want to do.
I think that's all I can do at this point. Spells are standard action, so yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try and distract him so that we can all get away.
What are you doing?
Looking for the
And
What kind of action are you trying to do?
Hang on, I got it.
and I also yell for Veter to get up and
Distraction.
get
I'm
over.
past to distraction.
Eric's also going to yell for Veter to get up and get over here.
And I missed.
So this is to counter like if somebody else was using a bardic ability or magical ability to, attack your allies, you could distract them and allow your performance to replace their saving throw for that. So it's less about distracting the bear and more about distracting your allies to give them a bonus. It's kind of weirdly named, but yeah.
I don't think it does what you want it to do.
Oh, it already rolled though. That's gonna let me roll again.
Well, I will tell you this much. You coming out and starting to sing is absolutely going to be distracting. So you can make a performance to start to sing, which is the same thing as what you did, but you can regain one of your bardic performances. Um, unless
Try.
unless you would like to empower it with the magic anyway, just believing that story wise and everything else that would lend you more power to your singing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't be.
I screwed
it's
up.
cr- it's creative thinking, and I'm trying to reward it. I'm just asking whether you want to get your bardic performance back or whether you want to empower it for story purposes, believing that I'll reward you.
Performance, I guess. So, how
Okay,
do I do
so
that again?
if you go into your character sheet under your bardic performances, you can click +1 under the used, and it'll tick up. And then so yeah, you perform, and the the bear kind of turns and looks at the person who's singing. Do you move or anything?
Just a minute. Uh, I I guess I can. I'll move back in a little bit, but I'm trying to find my character sheet. It's under ability.
Yeah, it'd be under your class abilities. But if you're gonna move, you can go ahead and move, and we'll move on with Ulf's turn.
Or you
Okay.
can hold your movement until right after I move while the
Yeah,
bear is still
I'll do
distracted looking
that.
at you and
I'll
can
do
see.
that. Yeah, I'll do that.
So the bear turned away from me?
Yeah, it turned and looked at the singing person.
Alrighty, can I jump down towards the north?
You're gonna get hurt that far up.
I'll get killed further south.
True.
Which do you prefer?
I'm just.
Can I jump into that area, and how much movement
You
would it cost?
Oh, to jump over there, you'd have to climb further up and then jump. I need 3 minutes. I'm gonna pause this real quick.
Trying to figure out ways to get around here. I mean,
Where's here?
well, just. We still need to get in the cave. Maybe one of us should run into the
No, we
cave.
don't.
At this point, fleeing in terror is the only sane thing to do.
We do not need to get in the cave.
Keep in mind, tomorrow, if we can survive the day, tomorrow we could totally come back and make a cakewalk of this.
True.
We didn't think to do it, but either the druid or the shaman could have prepared to charm animals today. We just didn't think to do so.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I disagree with a lot of shit right now.
I apologize for that. The new chemotherapy drugs are kind of doing a number on my system. So just getting used
I'm
to
sorry.
that. No, don't.
What
I'm just explaining that I try to, never take a break like that, but just.
what
No, it
cancer do you
happened.
have again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I have stage 4 metastatic colon cancer, but you know, it is what it is. We're all dying.
I'm sorry.
Like
Yeah,
we're all racing towards death, and who says that I'm gonna beat anyone else there? So,
Both might
well,
beat you.
exactly.
yeah. I was just curious because, I'm still going through chemo myself, but
Oh,
it's
are you
not near
really?
as bad as that. Yeah,
Oh,
really.
oh yeah. No,
We're
I've got a pretty
very,
aggressive regimen because mine is real fast growing, and it's yeah, whatever. Let's focus on having some fun playing D&D. Huh?
I just letting you know, I share I empathize with your situation. It's just
Thank you.
mine's not quite
Uh,
as
Oh,
advanced.
anyone who's going through any of that, it's scary and it's tough and but yeah, I'm sorry that you had to deal with it, but I'm real glad to hear that you have a pretty positive prognosis there.
Back to it. What are we doing?
I'm gonna
Old
drop
one's gonna
down and
try to
either
kill himself.
yeah, I'm gonna drop down, either go to the crevice r- right there and get pinned, or run through them and absorb whatever attacks of opportunity and go south.
Well, I can tell you just, you know, I don't like to give too much away, but because he's distracted, if you jump right now, he wouldn't really get an attack of opportunity on you.
How far up is it anyway?
20 feet.
But yeah, he's partially up too, so yeah, I'm just gonna drop and then run south if I don't get swiped at on the way down.
You do not. But you also take damage.
Yeah, acrobatics check to minimize it, but I'm not focused on minimizing damage. I'm focused on keeping my feet to stay right. Yeah, just tell me how much I take.
You take 5 vigor and 2 wound damage. You kind of tuck and roll, but it still hurts a little. Okay, so now Viter tries to summon the willpower to get up and run. So I'd say the little bear has summoned his courage and his druthers enough to get up and run.
And of course, I'm motioning for Victor to get his ass over here.
The bear drops down and charges at the singing and dancing people.
Maybe we can teach him to sing and dance. Have a singing, dancing bear.
I think Ixlana was holding her move action until after I moved so that she can get
Yes,
out
I
of the
was.
way at the end of turn.
Yep, I was.
Brian, you're screwed.
So that's only the top one. But now that it's not hanging on to the side of the cliff, it also tries to grab you.
Is there a save for that?
Yeah, it's called your CMD.
Yeah, you don't pass.
Looks like no, 15. So the bear now has you grabbed.
Can the bear grab me from there? That is an arrow open.
Yeah, but you moved out of it.
Come on down. The bear likes chicken too.
Well out of grabbing distance, and screeches and screeches and tries to distract the bear and then swoops away, never coming anywhere near range. Really, what Star is doing there is that's the aid another action for Idic to try to get free.
Yeah.
Ixlana, do you have the grease spell?
No, he has had too many, so I'm gonna have to try and sleep it.
What spells do you have?
Sleep, mend, heal wounds.
Didn't hear you.
Sleep, mend, cure light wounds, and talking to other humanoids, and nothing that's gonna help except to sleep.
Sleep 100% definitely won't work if you read the spell. It only affects things with small hit points. The bear has huge piles of hit points.
Okay. Well, then no, I don't know how you think it's gonna be useful.
Should Star roll any dice to do aid another on Eric? It's just trying to help him get away.
Unless you're coming within striking distance, no. If you're willing to claw at the bear's face, then, we'll talk. It won't do any damage, of course, but,
Hang on just a second. I'm checking something.
Well, Inspire Courage might give you a couple more bonuses for your check to break the grapple.
Maybe. I'm just wondering, aren't we supposed to have a button for spells?
yeah.
Which one is it?
Spellbook.
No, I don't have a button for it up here. I mean, abilities, ability check.
Spellbook.
Alright.
All right. Eric is going to hold his action until
I found it.
Until what?
Until Vitor moves.
Yeah. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
I'm sorry. Um, I did inspire courage. Oh, I did it twice. I didn't mean to.
Oops, yeah. But yeah, so you give everybody a +1 morale bonus on saving throws against charm and fear, +1 competence on attack and weapon damage.
Right, and then I am going to continue to move back this way.
You would have to. That don't think that's a legitimate movement path.
No, you would be moving uh, through a area you'd have to climb and you'd have to squeeze just to get in between here.
Okay.
You can move further south and off the map. That's pretty much it.
Okay. All right, I'm done.
Is it legitimately my turn or
Yes.
okay? Uh, I'm gonna try to shoot the bear in a way that'll aid Eric slipping out. All right, and I'll reserve my move action.
Yeah, nice shooting, Tex. So you miss the bear completely and have a chance of hitting Eric.
Well, yeah, since they're grappled, I might have that, but I was hoping to be big enough to.
Do I need to roll something here?
You do not hit Eric. You only had a 5% chance of hitting him because you are correct. He is very small compared to the bear, but still. All right, so Viter is going to, come out of there.
All right. Eric is going to use his standard action to try to attempt to break free. Hang on. I don't think that was the right thing.
Yeah, it was.
Ah, okay. And that doesn't get free, does it?
No.
I didn't think so. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all he's going to be able to do. So I'm going to end my turn and go to the next round.
So that's 10 vigor and 7 wounds.
Okay, hang on just a sec. Okay. What did I lose from his first attack? I don't think I deducted that.
It was 7 vigor and 4 wounds.
That was his first attack, and then he just attacked the second time. Okay.
Oh, you're no longer grabbed because the bear dropped you and bit you.
Ah, okay, good.
Are you there?
Who? Me? Oh.
Star's turn.
Is it my turn or Star's turn?
Star screeches and again tries to distract the bear ineffectually. Done. On to
Alright.
Ixlana.
Yay. I have no idea. I have nothing helpful. I guess I just continue and do lingering to hope that Eric can get out with the. Oh, I don't need get out within the time.
Well, I'm not grabbing anymore.
Okay. I really. I don't. Is there a path? I'm looking for a path to flee. Can I just leave?
Yeah, you can probably just move off the map.
No, it's blocked. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna flee, but I can't get off the map. So.
I'm gonna pull out one of my whistle arrows.
Did you not see what I
And
wrote to you? Roll for
No.
initiative. Not you. Scotty, hello?
Whose turn is it?
I think it's mine, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on other than some Vikings and Scotty showing.
After you guys left, she didn't feel right having you guys go off and demanded to go, and finally won the argument with the Jarl, taking 3 of the Viking warriors to go and accompany you guys. And it seems she's shown up just in the nick of time.
I probably don't know they're quite there yet, and if I don't know they're there yet, I'm gonna pull out a whistle arrow and try and shoot it close to the bear's ears to distract it as possible. So I'm not actually aiming to hit the bear, but I guess I still make my attack.
Yeah. And as long as you're aiming high like that, you have no chance of hitting Eric. And actually, you managed to strike the bear, dealing a little bit of damage if you want.
As long as it whistles real loud in his ear, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you actually strike him in the ear, taking off a small chunk.
I'll reserve my move action and probably not use.
Veter just sticks close to Ulf.
Okay. I should be able to shimmy and take a 5-foot step as a 5-foot action, huh?
Yeah, you can take a 5-foot step.
Okay, and that would put me within the rocks deeper.
Yeah, a little bit.
Would the bear still be able to hit me though?
No. Not from where it's at. It could possibly squeeze.
All right. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step, kind of shimmy toward those rocks, and then attempt to get up.
You do so.
Okay, so now that I'm up, can I take a move action and just
Nope.
run like hell to the
Nope.
rocks? Nope, I didn't think so. All right, that's my turn.
That looked like only 2.5 feet, not 5.
Yeah,
Ah,
I was just about to say that too, that you're actually a little bit deeper, but yeah.
I'll take it.
I'd go deeper.
The cave bear squeezes in, but now he's taking a -4 to all of his attacks to try and hit you. Still manages to hit you, but cannot seem to grab you because he can't get his full swipe of his claw to be able to do that like bear hug technique that they do. So that's 8 vigor and 5 wounds.
All right, my vigor is at 0 right now. So if I take 8 vigor, does any of it translate into wounds?
Nope, you just are really, really tired. Well, I mean, we'll see how tired you are once you do something, but you know what I mean. You've spent all of your stamina.
And it was 8 and 5.
Yes. Oh, Star doesn't have her own action anymore. She moves on your action now.
Okay, I don't quite understand.
I whispered it all to you. You had a bad feeling after they left and began to argue with the Jarl immediately and eventually wore him down, and he
But
allowed you to uh,
but
go with 3 Vikings to chase after them about an hour after they left. But you managed to, catch up eventually, and now you're here just in the nick of time.
but what she really wanted to do was bring an aurochs with its
That
legs.
there'd be no way to do that.
No, okay.
Not to catch up in time.
The idea was to leave an aura. Okay, that's not an option.
It's too slow moving for you to have caught up with them.
So we arrive and we see this.
Yes.
Are there plenty of crevasses to run into? Well, gosh, Scotty's not in charge of the Viking warriors. They do what they like.
Well, right. Although you kind of are, but either way, make sure you roll for initiative
Well, what orders did the Jarl give them?
to accompany you and keep you safe.
Eek.
Don't forget to roll for initiative for Scotty.
And we see this happening, huh? We can see the hindquarters of the bear.
Yeah, you can see the bear definitely digging at something. Don't forget to roll for initiative.
Okay. Star sees what's going on at a 22 and circles and attempts to seize the incoming Scotty and the 3 Viking warriors and swoops down in an attempt to warn them off so they don't get anywhere near the bear. That's what Star does. So, does Scotty have a nice opinion of these Viking warriors, or are they louts, or what is how deserving of death against a bear are they?
That's a noble enough way to enter Valhalla.
Okay, then. She says to the Viking warriors, "Well, it's time for us to greet Valhalla." This is an unexpected turn of events.
Are you there, Ixlana?
Oh, sorry. I guess since I guess I'll try since we're not getting out of here. I guess I'm gonna try quarter shards. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
I I can't I can't find my stupid spell book. Cast quarter shards for me. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
So the bear somehow manages to avoid all of the shards.
Time to enter Valhalla, lads.
Thank you. Sorry.
The bear was fortunate and it dodged all the shards.
What?
It was not harmed. It was a good effort, but it was not harmed.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I had to go to the bathroom and I'm having trouble with my navigation as usual.
More arrows. I'm sorry. More arrows and just normal ones. Trying to pick so that I won't put the other Vikings in the line of fire, but I'm shooting regardless.
Right. And they're behind him, so really no chance of hitting them.
And I'll reserve a move action and probably not use it.
Are there crevasses in the rocks through which Scotty could join her allies, or like a place to flee?
It's a
She's gonna
real
look over.
tight
She's
squeeze.
gonna run over and see.
It's a real tight squeeze. As in double movement.
Got it. Scotty will just stay on the outside with the Viking warriors and seize the bear's hind end. Done.
Viter continues to stay by Ulf. The bear is starting to turn around to deal with the Vikings charging in by it.
Did it even notice them yet?
Oh yeah, they came charging in, Valhalla.
So will my move provoke an attack of opportunity?
Normally, yes, but because the bear is turning around and you're tight in there, no.
Okay, I'm just gonna move deeper into the rocks and cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
It's a touch spell.
Well, I can touch myself, huh?
There it is. You're not playing D&D until you're, making dirty jokes and innuendos.
I know I couldn't resist.
Alright, is it my turn?
It'll be the cave bear's turn after Eric's done touching himself.
Oh, okay.
So you get 10 wounds and 20 vigor back, but that's probably more than full for you. Maybe
No,
not.
it's. I need every bit of.
Oh, there you go then. None is wasted. The cave bear turns around enraged and gives a full attack against the Vikings.
It's still squeezing there, right? It's trapped in a corner.
Yeah, it's like squeezed in there, so it's taking an egg 4, but it's still gonna roll really high. So I'm pretty sure it just hit that Viking with both of its things. I'm gonna check the defenses just to make sure. Oh my God, the Vikings have really high armor class. What? So the first claw hits the Viking, dealing 12 vigor, and it looks like 8 wounds. And then it gets a free grab, which hits. Oh, nope, does not hit because it is squeezing. -4, so the bear does not get to grab the Viking. And now the bite against the other one.
Scotty is pleased to notice that these seem to be real warriors. She was concerned they might be slouches, but these guys know how to fight. They'll make a brave entrance to Valhalla.
Oh yeah. No, these are for real Vikings. Like they've murdered people. But cave bears are still, cave bears. Oh, Star doesn't get her own action anymore. She just goes on your turn if you want to do anything with her. And this Viking is like, Valhalla, Leroy Viking.
Do they have full attacks?
They don't have a full attack, but they do have a battle axe and rage. Oh, and they do have full attacks. I'm sorry. But this one doesn't get it because he had to move.
I shall slay thee with my mighty axe.
That's right. And all raging like because he's a Viking.
All right, all right. I suppose I will. Where am I? I just am gonna attack with an arrow.
Oh, you don't have line of sight to him.
Okay.
But could she move up easily and get line of sight if she wanted to?
She'd have to squeeze through here, costing double movement, move through here, and then get to here, and then she'd still be shooting into melee.
What if she climbs on top of one of those ice boulders?
Go ahead and roll for climb.
All right. I
Would she have line of sight from the ice boulders?
She'd have to climb up there to see. You wouldn't know just from looking at it. Unfortunately, the surface is too slippery and you can't climb up.
Okay. All right. Hold turn. I guess I can do Inspire Courage again, because I think it's over.
And we're a whole new group that hasn't been inspired by her courage.
The Viking strikes with his first strike, dealing a vicious wound to the bear. This Viking again strikes with his first attempt and deals an even more vicious wound.
I fail my wisdom check and drop my bow, pull out my sword and shield, and charge as Leroy Jenkins.
You still got to roll, damn it. No, never.
Can we hear a Leroy Jenkins charge?
Leroy!
She said she held her turn.
No, I went ahead and did Inspire Courage.
Oh, so then you did Inspire Courage. Yeah, I heard you say that, so I wasn't sure if you were still holding your turn or not, but I was just answering what Bruce was asking there.
Sorry, I was having trouble. I had somehow just made my map super small and couldn't see it, but I fixed it.
No problem. You strike true with your longsword, dealing 15 damage.
Plus 1 for the Inspire Courage,
yeah.
plus another for the Flag Bearer. So we're all +2 on everything.
That should have prompted in his thing and read out in that. Yeah. The one did, so yeah.
And maybe they'll all get flanking bonuses now, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was at +2 for flanking, but it didn't matter.
Scotty.
Right. Scotty activates martial flexibility, and she calls upon her what's needed to do to power attack. Then she takes a 5-foot step to where she's got a good angle at the bear and skewers it. Here's an attack. This is a full power attack. -1 to hit, +3 on damage. Natural 1. Not quite. Nothing.
And so as you wind up with all of your force, you go to strike at the bear and just completely misjudge the distance.
Did anybody else hear that?
-1. Or true. Sorry, you said 1, and so you missed. Is that?
Oh, yeah, and done with turn. Does anyone else hear the GM?
No.
You guys didn't hear me?
No.
No, you went silent about 2 or 3 seconds after you started to talk.
Oh,
Hear you now.
I said you wind up so hard with your blow that you completely misjudged the distance and like basically shoved your spear in its face but didn't strike.
Total miss, ended turn.
Viter runs over to Eric to see if he's okay. He starts licking you.
I rub Viter's head, letting him know that I'm okay. All right. Do I have line of sight from where I am?
Uh, like yes, but Ulf's kind of in the way because it's a tight squeeze.
So the bear would have cover, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try to climb up, but or go maybe to the east of him and get a shot through the other.
All right. Eric is going to attempt to climb up one of the ice boulders.
We really shouldn't climb. We always fail.
Yeah, you find the
Yep.
surface way too slippery.
Okay.
You can move around to the east and start coming out through the crevice there if you.
Well, I just used my move action, I think.
I think you can use your standard action as a move action as well.
All right. Well, I can hold my action until your move, huh?
It'll lower your initiative.
Well, failing
Gentlemen,
the climb check, I'm gonna move over toward that toward.
Now me. I'm just gonna.
It's Cave Bear's turn.
Oh.
what I think Ixlanda means to say, I come out of holding my action. Is that right?
No, I
Or
did a long time ago.
And I'm gonna yell for the Viking to make way as well.
it's crowding, squeezing, maybe it won't tear us apart. +2 to hit, +2 on damage. They all get to full attack. It's squeezing, another -4 on armor class.
right. I'm just gonna use a move action to get closer and my standard action to. If I get like here, can I fire?
If you get where?
Like right in the middle, right here where I just moved it.
I don't think you'd have line
No.
of sight.
No, no line of sight.
You'd have
Then,
to get to about where I am.
well, then I'm just gonna take a full action to get to where I am in line of sight, like, because, or I guess, because I think it's gonna take. That's what it's gonna. Won't take a full action to get to where I am.
No, you can get there with your move action.
Where could I get with that with line of sight to be able to shoot? Would I have to climb?
Get right beside me.
Okay. And then I used my move action. I guess now I use my standard action
You'll need to get a little further.
a little further. No, I don't want to get that far because then the Viking will be in the way. I don't even know. Let me try it. Also, going to use the short. And I miss.
You do indeed. Except for it's surrounded by Vikings, so it can't really attack past them.
Yowza, those guys are mean. And +2/+2 on everything. They're hurting the bear, aren't they?
The bear is very hurt. Oh, I forgot to make a vigor check for it.
It's almost dead.
The bear is barely clinging to life.
It's my time to shine, full attack. And if I can take a 5-foot step to the right, I will, but not necessary.
No, there's nowhere to move.
Pretty sure the longsword hits, shield bash. There's a lot of bonus, maybe, but I don't know.
No, the shield bash does not hit. And your longsword hits. Would you like to describe what happens as you stab into the bear and it dies?
As for the actual killing blow when it topples it, not too picky, but as it topples, I'm gonna go to where its head is and start hacking away from the body and toss it to the other Vikings and roar while I'm covered in dripping bear gore.
They got a trophy now.
That'll make for a good story for Ixalan.
Yep. Alrighty.
The Vikings calm down from their battle rage and begin to assess their wounds, noting that they are heavily wounded and should return to camp as soon as they check out what they came here to check out.
Alright. I think we should all. I'm gonna go stealthy once we get to the cave entrance, just in case there might be something.
The Vikings note Scotty's lack of blood on her spear, and they're like, yeah, we definitely slew the bear.
You definitely slew the bear. I shall sing your praises to the Jarl. She makes sure to get their names, and they're gonna have
Eric is
stories.
gonna go check on Vitor, make sure he's okay, and patch him up and patch himself up.
Vitor is hurt.
Let's see.
Scotty gets in the center, says, "Come on closer, Eric, Vitor, come over here."
I can help too.
Well,
With either the
Eric,
Viking.
Vitor, come closer first.
Healing spell. Come closer, guys.
Eric,
The
come closer.
the cave bear isn't quite dead and wants to know if it can get in on this.
Oh my god, it's a talking head.
Oh yeah, you hacked its head off. Oh damn. I was like, hey, it's not quite a negative enough hit points. We can work with this.
We don't need no zombie cave bear.
I think we do, actually.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Come on, give the DM ideas.
Scotty will channel life energy twice to try to heal up wounds as best she can. It's not. I don't see it on my sheet now, so I just like to roll
What?
2d6.
What? Say what now? Martial brawlers, detect undead spirit. Okay, what about here? That is weird because I know that I included a channel,
So I'll
yeah, go ahead and roll for now, and we'll deal with that. But that is weird because I am also not seeing it on your list, and I know I put something in there. So I remember because we discussed how you had channel, and then I was like, oh yeah.
So everyone gets back eight
Wounds and 16
hit
vigor.
points and 16. So everyone.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna scurry back to reclaim my bow, and then gonna start making my way towards the cave and hope someone finds.
All right, Eric's right behind.
Apparently, I healed the Viking when I was trying to heal Eric. Oh well, it's fine.
The Viking loves it. No, I'm just kidding. You can apply it to Eric.
No, he didn't. He's back full anyway.
Oh, well, then you can take your spell points back if you'd rather not waste it on a Viking.
No, it's fine. We're about to go rest anyway, probably.
We
might
did
not.
fight bravely, but you might not rest. So let's not waste spell points on NPCs. Even though like story wise, I understand. But unless you're really trying to befriend this Viking and make him a part of the party, I'd say let's just leave him be.
Okay. I'm having trouble. I don't have a spell button anymore.
No, it's spell book.
Okay.
Right next to vigor check, which is right next to initiative. All right, so you guys go and check it out, and as you look at the shields and flip them over and dig through them, you note that although one of them is from Jarl Hafnir's people, it is very old and tattered and frozen over and has been here for much longer than the messengers would have been here. It's very old, almost from before Jarl Hafnir's time. So it's definitely not from these messengers.
All right. Is there anything of value here?
Nothing of value, just some old weapons and shields, and nothing that's going to be better than anything you guys have, but possibly a different kind of weapon if you were looking for a different kind of weapon.
I'm sorry, we were discussing something else. What are we doing?
Looting the dead.
Oh, the bear.
Not that yet, but I guess kind of. You did take the head.
Well, I say we go ahead and take the weapons and shields and bring them back just in case we need them.
At the entrance? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, do we need to go in the cave or not?
Is it ritual that they get buried with their shield and weapon? Because that's, in my mind, why we're bringing them back.
They get burned with them.
Well, you don't want to loot them for yourself. It'd be disrespectful. So yeah, we could use.
Yeah, no sense leaving them out here. Is there anything left to the body?
Couple bones. Nothing like a complete skeleton.
I'm going to make an appraisal check on everything I see anyway.
It appears to be useless junk even to that poor appraisal check.
It'll fill a grave.
All right, I go ahead and grab the bones and bring them with us as well, so we can give them a proper burial. Naturally, I don't want to bury them right here in case there's a second bear lurking around, though.
Cave bears tend to be solitary. They require a lot of calories, so feeding 2 cave bears from one hunting ground is hard to do.
Are we going in to look for other stuff before we leave?
I'm not sure there's a reason to.
Is there any reason not to? There's no danger here now.
Well, okay. Yeah, we can go explore, sure.
Famous last words.
Scotty says, I'm unwounded. I can take the lead this time since you all were brave enough to fight the bear.
I call Vitor over here, too.
I'll take point. Sword and shield.
Rapier.
So inside is a ice cave that housed very recently a cave bear. There is nothing of particular note, nothing, hidden, just a cave bear's lair.
Okay, so there's no things with symbols to be sure that we can tell the jarl since or what. We still don't have significant proof that it was them, do we? Or do
None.
we and I missed it?
None.
All right. So there's nothing in the cave.
And when we searched through the debris and refuse, there was no sign of the. Did we find the scouts' clothing or not? The disappeared messengers.
No.
I roll perception just to see what I see in the cave.
Right. So remember, we followed their trail. They were chased by the bear and they split up. And we were going to go search around for the messengers who disappeared because they left trails. But the Jarl instead ordered us to go straight to the bear, which we just happened. And now we find out the messengers were not here.
Are you saying that the Jarl is not a good leader?
No, Scotty never said any such thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but good thing the Vikings aren't here.
Yeah.
All right. So what?
What was it? What was that?
So we make our
Seems
way.
the remnants of the messengers are not here. We must look elsewhere for the disappeared men.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Which way do we go?
Let's go back with the group and
Report
carry
to the
on
jarl.
along the path to the town.
Report to the jarl.
All right. So, yeah, you guys report back to Hafnir, who is very disappointed to hear that you guys do not know where the messengers are yet. He's getting very worried and is wondering if we should just call this whole mission off.
Scotty will point out that we found their trails and we know where they were going. We could just keep following their trails.
Well, you guys did lose. Yeah, you lost their trails. You saw part of their trails, then you lost their trails, saw the cave bear's entrance, decided to check it out, and now you need to figure out where you're going to go from here.
I thought we'd found their trails going onward, but
No,
they'd scattered and we didn't follow them.
Well, even if their trails are obscured in the immediate area, we still know where they were going. We could continue on, and we may be able to pick up the trail again down the road, possibly.
I'm not actually going to go back with you guys all the way. I'm going to stop to where we've lost sight of the trails and spend my time looking for the trails while you guys go back and report to the yard.
Excellent, Wolf. We'll tell him that's what's happening.
Yeah, you guys were slowing them down. Go ahead and roll for survival. So you are following the trails that you think are their trails, but it's actually the trail of a traveler who was going a completely different way, and you end up kind of way off the path, and therefore you are like not lost, but like you're so far away from the group that you need to regroup.
As long as I can still make it to camp before nightfall, I'm going to keep looking. Do I actually find this traveler?
No, you are following tracks that are days old, and the further you go, you realize that you're not gonna make it back um, before nightfall.
Has
But I
Star
realize these are
spotted him?
probably the wrong tracks, right?
Now you start to realize as you're getting further and further off the trail that you were expecting to be on.
All right, I'll make my way back to camp and I'll try and pick it up again in the morning.
So you guys notice that Ulf is gone a long time. You've already made camp and dealt with everything, and so this
And
is
Star's been off looking for him for a while.
so Star would have spotted him pretty quickly because of her speed and just perception.
Star will go down to Ulf, make sure he's going the right way, show Ulf that he's been seen, and land near. Star lands near Ulf and just kind of goes screech.
Smile at him and toss him a bit of jerky from my rack. But pretty much just keep doing what I was doing.
Then Star takes off, making sure to fly and hopefully show Ulf the most direct way back to camp, then flies back to camp. How much can Star tell Scotty about that? So it's same as any familiar, right?
Yeah.
So Star gets back and tells Scotty, Ulf is that way. He's a little lost. He might not make it back. And Scotty would like to organize a relief party for our scout, who evidently was tracking a valuable footprints. Will the Jarl authorize that?
Hell no.
like
He
to go
almost
get-
lost two of his warriors and his wife to be to the cave bear last time.
All right, Eric is gonna go look for. He's gonna go look for old.
Star will come along and show you the way so that you're sure to meet up since Star can see you both.
I'm gonna just stay where I am because, I don't see the point if we don't need to all be lost.
I'm going to get back there at nightfall, so, I mean, we'll
No,
look
you're not.
tomorrow.
He said you won't make it back before nightfall.
Right.
Am I able to find?
Yeah.
Okay, I find him and drag him back to camp.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, that's where I was going anyway.
So you guys make it back after nightfall, and now you guys all rest. So everybody gets back their spell points and takes one long rest. And then you guys set out again, right?
Yep.
It's up to the Jarl whether we continue, search for the
Well,
lost
he
men.
he thinks
What
that
do we
you guys
do?
should just call the whole mission off at this point.
Well, even if the men are lost, we can always carry the message ourselves.
I agree.
Scotty agrees, and but she's not going to attempt to manipulate the Baron or the Jarl or anything like that. She lets him decide.
How much do I go back? How much vigor do I get back? 2? Because that's.
Yeah, yeah. You're level 3, right? So you get 3 back.
And Ixlana, you should be back to full from all that healing.
I wasn't full I wasn't full of vigor. I was yeah. I was
It
full
Did
of
heals
vigor.
double
did you
vigor.
get the 16 extra vigor from Scotty's healing?
I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah,
What's my
probably
max
not.
vigor?
19, it looks like. 20.
Yeah, everybody ought to be full.
And then now you get back your spell points as well, since you would have gotten a long rest.
Well, we're hoping that the Jarl will order a patrol out to find his lost men and maybe move camp a little ways, but it's totally up to him.
All right.
I want to keep looking for your men.
Yeah, I
And
think
I'll
we
tell the
should.
Jarl that.
All right, so
As-
roll for diplomacy.
And Scotty will assist that by pointing out it's the honorable and right thing to do.
Holy shit, we let me roll diplomacy?
And the Jarl agrees that you guys should definitely, keep pressing on.
All right. So which way are we going? Which way do we need to go?
I'm just going to start making a search pattern and try and pick up the track.
Yes, indeed.
And
Scotty
Eric,
will search right along with Idic, trying to pick up tracks.
as will
She's a
Eric.
good tracker from the northern land. Can
Okay,
As will Eric.
so go ahead and roll for survival. And if you're assisting, then roll for your assist.
No assisting, I think.
Yep, so Ulf quickly finds his trail that he was looking for of the messengers. It appears that they did indeed press on, heading north. But soon, you guys kind of lose the trail. And as you continue on, you do indeed eventually spot the messengers huddled in a frozen fetal position. You find the last messenger who had pressed on, frozen to death. He had lost most of his supplies being chased by the cave bear, and though he tried bravely to press on, without food, more clothing, a way to start a fire, he just froze to death here in the wastelands in between Angelgrund and Frajachelmir.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll make a litter to drag his body back, and that way they can give him a proper burial and his Jarl can see to his remains.
And I'll assist.
We all assist.
All right, so back at the Jarl's camp, you guys now know that the message never made it to Scotty's father and chieftain of the Angel Grundians.
I'm sorry, my Jarl, but the message never arrived. It looks like we must press forward and complete the mission.
If the message never made it, it seems you're right. The right thing to do for my wife is to go and meet with her father and make this proposal and make sure that everything is squared away for my marriage and for Hilderid to be well taken care of as well.
Okay.
And it's the best way to honor your man's sacrifice. Sorry.
Excellent, Your
Please.
Majesty. We will press on.
All right. So
Complete the mission.
you guys continue to move onward, and soon it becomes apparent that the Aurochs are not all going to make it. And instead of wasting supplies, you guys slaughter one of them and eat it instead of rations that day.
Right, and then we can, if anybody is short on clothes, we can use some of their fur to pad clothes.
You also
Absolutely. Don't waste a bit.
you also chop up the cart that it was pulling, since you won't be able to take that along and use it for firewood.
I'm gonna start paying more attention to the animal's health after that oryx flounders.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we'll
go
even
ahead
use
and
magical healing on them.
go ahead and roll for animal handling, and Scotty, you can feed them a good berry.
All assists.
Absolutely.
All right. So Ixlana comes over and helps Ulf kind of calm the Aurochs down, and you feed them a good berry, which seems to really like sustain them and keep them going. And as covered, you guys, use the good berries um, on the people as well. And so as you guys continue to travel, Scotty, you can see the light shining off of the sea of blood. Or no, it's not the sea of blood. Hold on. Let me go back to the map. Sometimes I'm bad with names.
And while nobody's looking, I grab the Aurochs bladder as a spell component.
Ah, yes, the Aussie frost, the frozen seas where ice and waves glint off of the starlit sky. You can see the dusk from the Evernight that has settled over your people for the last 11 months or so. And so you have not seen the sun
We lost
rise.
you again, mighty GM.
Oh, you have not seen the sun rise in your native land, and so you can see the light glinting, the starlight glinting off of the Osi frost far in the distance. You know that you are very close to your homeland now.
Scotty will keep her eyes out for any outriders, scouts, patrols, and if it's within Star's flight distance, then she'd like to send Star flying on to her father's home to announce her return. I'm sure they're smart enough to send out a patrol as soon as Star shows up.
All right, so as you uh send Star, she cannot see anyone.
It's abandoned.
Oh, this is her village.
Yes,
It looks as if it's been attacked, sacked, and destroyed.
it does.
Star flies back and informs us of this.
She does.
We want to see it for ourselves, though.
You do. All six of the Viking warriors accompany you, along with Jarl Hafnir, as you guys approach the attacked village.
All right, so we are going to do survival to see what kind of tracks we see, and I may also do sift.
Absolutely. Sift would be awesome here. Yes.
And I roll perception to see if I see anything around here.
You
And
notice
Scott,
giant footprints in the ground.
can we tell what sort?
Giant.
Yes, can we tell what sort?
Giant.
Giant. Like big
Yes,
car,
but
big
Frost
car.
giant, Fire giant,
Exactly.
moss giant.
You're in the frozen wastelands of the
Ice
north.
giant.
Which is why we could assume frost giant, but what do the tracks say?
Scotty is well aware of the fact that her people are said to be descended from children of frost giants and humans, and frost giants live around here and are sometimes, a problem on the borders, but have never come and attacked like this.
Is
Are,
there anybody around here?
You have not.
Let's examine and go all over the place and look.
I'm gonna
Let's
look
not
inside
guess.
homes. I'm gonna see. Does it look like everyone left in a rush? Did they pack up orderly? What do I?
It looks like there were some people who evacuated, but there's also bodies strewn around of warriors of Ixlana's clan, broken and mangled. Or not
not
Ixlana,
Ixlana.
not Ixlana, Scotty. And Scotty, you know that your father's main lodge is down to the south, directly south of you.
Got it. She directs Star to fly up in the air and keep watch. And then she points to the rest of us and says, "That was my father's great hall that way."
My sift isn't working.
Right. Bring it up. Tell the GM you're sifting. He might. Yeah. It's an
Yeah, I
awesome
sift.
spell.
Guess we go investigate the Great Hall.
Indeed.
Does sift yield any other clues?
No, nothing in particular other than the giant tracks and the dead warriors' bodies and the fact that everybody looks to have left in a hurry that like wasn't a warrior.
All right.
Let's check for tracks and explore it all carefully and see if we can find out what happened here. Sure, it's kind of obvious, but let's look and see what the tracks really say.
Which direction they went, and if they, which way they scurried, possibility for survivors, etc., etc., etc.
Yep. See if I can find which way the main party.
Everybody seems to have gone to the north.
What time of day is it?
It's impossible to tell. The sun never rises.
All right.
Almost forgot. The sun never rises here.
What time of moon is it?
It appears to be about midday based on the lack of a moon.
I ask Scotty, is it normal for it to be this dark?
Scotty speaks to her friends and says, "My friends, shall we rest here for a day and get our health? Then perhaps we can find out what happened with my father's family. In the meantime,
I
I would
can't
like
hear
to
you,
send
Scotty.
Star. How about now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear Scotty?
Yes.
Oh, well, it must be my internet then. Okay.
Scotty would like to dispatch Star to the north to search for signs of her people.
How
Friends, Should we rest here today or press on?
All right, I'm
This
gonna
seems like a
reconnect
good
again.
place as a camp.
Okay.
I'll drop and rejoin too.
Okay, what were you saying, Scott?
He's saying he wants to rest and he wants to send. He dropped. He wants to rest and send Star to find other clues, but it's dark. How are we going to do that? Other than
Yeah, it's dark. We should rest while it's dark and move once it's daylight. Can everybody hear me now?
yes.
Is it normal for it to always be this dark? The sun hasn't come up in a while, huh?
You weren't paying attention.
Or I must not have been paying attention or didn't hear. I thought it was noon. Why'd it go dark?
Because it's dark all the time in your land, is what the GM said.
Ah, got it. This is the land of the midnight sun.
Yes, and for the last 11 months, it hasn't risen, which is unusually long.
Light torches. Or lanterns.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there stuff we can scavenge from the village? Our supplies must be getting low, but it seems there's lots we can scavenge here.
Possibly.
Isn't that what Sift was supposed to do?
I assume we don't have lanterns. If we do, I'm going to use them. If not, I'm going to go find some.
No, you guys have torches.
Do you people use lanterns, Scotty?
They use whale oil lanterns that amount to candles.
And are there any handy with supplies of oil, or not so much?
Well, where are you going to look for them?
That's what I meant by scavenging the village, looking for them. Have we searched the entire village yet?
Well, so far it looks like you guys are just standing there.
I tried to cast light and it's not working.
So one problem we have is that we can't. No, each of us is afraid to move our token because there's a big central group and we can't move the group all at once. What we're going to do is the group will go from place to place, but I'm not sure how we do that mechanically because we can only move our own tokens.
All right.
Like, I don't even know where we are.
And I casted light and it didn't work.
I'm casting light as well.
You. We need to scavenge for supplies, but I doubt there's going to be any.
I thought we had already searched the entire village. It sounds like we have not.
We haven't.
How long have we been here?
About 10 minutes.
Got it.
All right, I think we should move together in pairs.
Let's move all together in one group. Everybody staying together.
Sounds like a plan. We search together for supplies.
All right, sure.
Your village, you lead the way.
Okay. The player can't see much, but sure, we'll search this igloo first. Then we'll move up to northeast and search that igloo.
And don't forget this little tent outcropping little thing too.
Then we'll move on to that structure and we'll search the whole thing and we'll spend 30
So
minutes.
are you guys?
No, we'll
you
spend
guys
10
gonna,
minutes in each.
You guys gonna roll at all, or?
Do we have to? Is there anything to
It's
roll
just
for?
we're scavenging. Why would we have to roll?
To see what you find?
Can
All right.
tell us what to roll.
Well,
Perception.
for
We're
starters,
going to spend 10 minutes searching each building thoroughly. That's lots of people searching each building.
Yeah,
That's like 20, 30. That sounds like a take 20.
For starters, you should probably roll perception to see whether you notice anything valuable at first. And then if you think you notice something, we might go on to appraise or something like that to start with. But so everybody rolling
For
perception here.
hang on. For starters, we need to search the place to make sure there's no danger and to find our way around. So what Scotty will do is she'll take us all to each building one by one, and we'll look in, and then we'll move on to the next. So we've gone to each and every one. That way, everyone starts to learn their way around.
All right. But
Does that make sense, guys? We don't want to search
Yes,
in
but he
detail
wants-
until we've done a safe check.
Works for me.
Okay.
So now let's all move off to the west, see what's there. Scotty knows her way around here in the dark, but I don't, so I don't know which way to search. Looks like there's a building to the south.
Yeah, I said that's where
Let's
your
check this one.
father's hut was to the south.
Right. So we check this one. We're just looking for enemies and obvious stuff. Then let's check this one.
Are we going to set up camp somewhere in one of these buildings for the night?
Absolutely, but we need to check the whole place and all walk around and get familiar with it.
All right.
Seems like there's something over here to the southwest. Yeah, there's more buildings over here. So when I move Scotty into a place, what's actually happening is we're all coming in here and we surround the place and we check it out for a minute and then move. Her objective is to show people how to get around in the village and what's where.
Gotcha.
Look for survivors, look for anything that can be scavenged, look for threats.
Yep. Once we've searched the whole village for threats and anything obvious and everyone knows how to move around a little, then we can search in detail.
With perception, okay.
Okay, now we're approaching the Great Hall. Up this way. Where can we enter the Great Hall? Can we go
To
in
the
anywhere?
north. To the north. And as you approach, you see a light shining from inside.
Scotty will call out in her native dialect. Hello? Who's there?
Who is it?
Is the answer what language is it in? What dialect?
Your language. And you recognize the voice instantly as Old Mother, the seer and soothsayer, almost like a shaman slash witch of your people.
Scotty
Yeah.
says to her friends, "Oh, that is Old Mother. She was my mentor and friend."
Scotty? What? How could you be here?
I have journeyed far to the south, and I come back with the Jarl and his men. We sought my father to establish a marriage agreement, but now I find the village in disarray and everyone gone or dead. What has happened?
And as you get close enough, the light shines on her face, and you see that someone has plucked out her eyes. And she says, "They took away my ability to see, and now I cannot divine where your father has gone. He tried to lead his people to safety as the warriors stayed behind and battled, but he was too powerful and he overwhelmed our people. They killed them all."
Ask her who plucked out her eyes.
He who?
The Frost Giant King. He has come back and has reclaimed his crown and is leading his people in a crusade. They mean to wipe out all life and usher in the end of the world.
All life. Well, that makes it a threat for both people. Is that why it's so dark? Did the frost giant use some sort of magical something, or can I roll for knowledge to see if he has that ability?
Too bad he
Did the
didn't
Jarl?
start with himself.
What?
Too bad he didn't bloody start with himself.
Yeah. Did the Jarl clearly hear her say that? I
Yes.
presume the Jarl and his men are moving with us too, and they're here
Yes.
too.
Yes.
So he did hear her say that. Excellent.
Yes.
All right, I am going.
Why did the giants leave the old mother alive?
They left me alive as a curse to know that I was unable to foresee how to stop the end of the world, thus meaning that the world is going to end no matter what.
Okay, I'm gonna go for detect magic because I'm under the suspicion that with the frost giant and all this craziness, that there's some magical, and then I'm gonna or arcane knowledge the other.
All right. Is there anything? I ask her. Is there anything magic-wise that has caused the darkness to last as long as it has?
It's Ragnarok.
I'm gonna ominously strike my shield when she says that.
Actually, she says it's Fimbulvinter.
Still gonna ominously strike my shield as she says that.
Yeah. She says it's Fimbulvinter, dear. Best to get warm.
No, I don't know what it is or way to break it, but I tried.
All right. I'm gonna roll a detect magic and see if I detect any magic in this place.
Good idea, because I was about to do that
Or
myself.
cast it rather.
Yeah, I was gonna do that myself, but you go ahead.
Okay, so as you cast Detect Magic, your spell fizzles and fades.
Well, that's unusual.
That must mean they've somehow disabled magic. All right.
So, first order of business is to get a some good fires going. What's the
Yes.
best, most defensible place for us all to camp in?
That
wanna
would be
get a
here.
good big fire going.
That would be here in the Great Lodge.
That's what I was about to suggest.
Is it? Would a giant need to squeeze in this place? And do we have any better places where a giant would need to squeeze, but we don't?
Any place a giant needs to squeeze, a giant can kick down and crush you with.
Okay, Great Hall it is.
All right. I'm gonna roll a knowledge arcana to see if I can determine why my spell fizzled.
Because sometimes spells fizzle.
All right, it just failed.
So try it again.
Yeah, why not?
Ixlana, roll for perception.
Okay.
All right, I legit failed that time.
No, that's a spell failure check. You don't need to worry about that, right? Per se. But your spell does fizzle again.
Scotty makes some light chit chat with Old Mother, and Old Mother used to have a sled dog by the name of Garm, and Scotty chats with Old Mother and asks and makes a remark about her old sled dog Hrolf using the wrong name. Does Old Mother catch it and correct it? She's doing a subtle test to see if Old Mother is really Old Mother.
Roll a perception check.
Could the perception or sense motive?
I know what I said.
Okay, working on it.
You notice her lantern flare up, and then she says, "Oh dear, I think you mean Garm."
Why does she have a lantern if she's blind? Scotty will ask her. Why do you have a
The warmth
lantern?
of the glow keeps me comfortable. I can still see it through my non-existent eyes. Somehow the glow just warms my face.
And do you have a big fire going somewhere, Old Mother? Is there a big fire going in here, for example?
No, there's no fire going. And she says, "No, I haven't been able to light a fire."
But she's holding a
I'm gonna roll
lantern
a
with a
sense
burning
motive and see
flame,
if
right?
I can sense what her motives are.
Go ahead, you can roll sense motive. Did you just roll initiative? What's
I sure as shit did. I'm getting ready.
All right.
All right,
I
So
I
believe
rolled.
it's combat time. I'm not going to be the first one to strike, but I'm just sitting there waiting.
I rolled
Well,
perception again.
and there's Scotty's sense motive with the Old Mother, her longtime mentor and friend. 23 on a sense motive.
yeah, so you sense that she seems to be very nervous and distressed.
My dear friend, tell me what is wrong.
Well, giants came into the village and slaughtered everyone and plucked my eyes out, so there's that. And then, also they stopped making my favorite brand of whale blubber snacks, so, just not been a very good year.
Oh,
How
the
many
Oh,
days ago was the
and the world is ending.
How many days ago did this attack happen?
It was been 3 days.
And how have you managed to stay warm, Old Mother, with no fire?
I have kept this lantern lit with the whale oil that I have over here, and I stay huddled under my warm cloak.
And how have you been able to find water to drink?
I melt the snow.
All right. Well,
And have you found any little children to eat?
Only a couple.
let's make this fire and hunker down, and we're gonna have to leave Old Mother some rations because we're gonna probably have to go find the giants.
Scotty will again collect and distribute more good berries, just as we've been doing as usual.
Okay.
Do we get a good fire going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does the old mother eat one of them?
She refuses.
Go ahead, it's good for you.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Would you rather some jerky?
I've eaten. Thank you. You eat up.
No, you're
So
old. You must eat to keep your spirits.
My teeth aren't good enough for jerky anymore.
Why don't I get some ale for you?
Oh, I don't drink this stuff. I just drink water.
Some warm
so
cider?
Oh, that sounds awful.
how does all of this compare to Old Mother's normal behavior and pattern? Someone who knows.
She's always been a very eccentric, she's a witch.
Was this hallway, the Great Hall, is it bitterly cold in here?
So cold.
Right, and it's the warmest place around.
No.
I'm afraid I must insist, old mother.
Insist on what?
Eat the fucking berry.
I don't want to eat the berry. And she's
Eat
literally like,
it!
she slaps it out of your hand onto the ground.
And apparently Ulf is Russian now.
Well, at least she's not an illusion.
Scotty says something does to her friends. Something is amiss here, but she really is Old Mother. But something is amiss here.
Why, who else would I be, dear?
Maybe she's been possessed.
Why'd they leave you here?
To live with my knowledge as a curse.
Uh,
I'm gonna try detect magic one more time because something doesn't feel right.
I'm gonna go for. Let me see what I've got.
And after Dispel Magic fails again, Scotty is going to speak with Old Mother and say, Old Mother, we try to see the auras in here, but it does not work. Something is amiss with magic around here. Can you tell us what it might be? Sense motive, sense motive.
Well, as soon as he casts the spell, you guys can all roll perception.
I'm trying to cast it, but I'm having internet issues. Hang on.
Okay, no worries. So you guys roll perception. Scotty, you see the lantern flare up and literally like a strand of magic, you can see it fizzle in the light of the lantern.
Do we have a good fire going in here now?
Yes.
Scotty walks up to Old Mother and says, Old Mother, I'd like to relieve you of your burden. Please give me that lantern and you can rest and lay
No!
down.
It's
And we have
mine!
a warm fire. How does she react to that?
She just said, "No, mine."
So, how does
And she
that
clutches
compare to
it.
Old Mother? I think that lantern you have is cursed. I recommend you give it up. And she looks to her companions and mutters the word
She
curse.
glowers at you so fiercely that it's like when Gandalf uses his intimidation thaumaturgy against Bilbo, she glowers at you with a look that darkens the room.
Intimidation checks? Are we intimidated?
Ah, yeah, she is definitely using intimidation, so I will go ahead and roll.
What do I roll for that?
Nothing at all. We only can defend against it.
All right, so she has a total of 14.
Tell us what that means and what we do.
So basically, you guys are slightly intimidated, but not enough to actually have a mechanical effect on you. It just means that she looks very scary.
All right, I'm going to cast Create Water and attempt to douse the lantern.
Old Mother, you are not yourself. Is she acting like herself? The one that
I mean,
Scotty's known all these years?
she's not acting like herself. The spell fizzles.
Scotty says, Old Mother, that lantern you hold has been cursed by the giants. It will destroy us all. You need to put it
Nonsense,
down.
dear. You don't know what you're talking about. Here, read these books. And she goes and grabs a pile of books and throws 3 of them at you.
While she's doing
Pile of books.
that, I grab the lantern and go try to douse it.
It's clutched in her hand the whole time.
Yeah,
Old Mother, we need the light from your lantern to read. Will you please pass it over?
No, it's mine.
well,
Alright.
what I'm saying is when she turns her back to go and get the books and puts her attention away from us,
I'm about to
run up
destroy
to
that
her and
lantern.
grab the lantern from her.
The
about
moment
to try and
the moment you touch the lantern, she transforms, and we're gonna stop right there, and we'll pick up next week.
Yep.
Oh, this isn't gonna be good. All right, so or not next week. I'm sorry. 2 weeks from now. So we will pick up with what is about to happen. I'm gonna leave it at a complete cliffhanger. Just that the moment you touch it, there's a magical aura that comes over her, and she begins to transform. And we will leave it just at that, and pick up next session with what is happening with Old Mother and this lantern. Good gaming, everyone.
Thank
Good
you all.
game.
See you